Beneath Florida's sunshine lies a darker history few ever hear. From swamps to haunted shores, we're bringing 12 legends back to life. Number 1. The Mangrove Witch, Florida Keys. Far down the chain of the Florida Keys, where tangled mangrove forests reach out into the sea, there's a story that chills even the bravest sailors, the legend of the Mangrove Witch. Covered in seaweed and moss, she's said to drift silently through the mangrove tunnels, her pale face just barely visible in the moonlight. The story goes that long ago, the Mangrove Witch was a woman who lived alone among the islands. After a terrible betrayal by the townspeople, she vanished into the mangroves, vowing revenge. Some believe she made a dark pact with the sea itself, gaining powers to twist the tides and the winds against anyone who dared disturb her watery home. Fishermen and kayakers tell of strange happenings near certain hidden coves, sudden storms out of nowhere, whispering voices in the thick mist, and glimpses of a figure just beyond reach. Boats sometimes get hopelessly tangled in the roots, as if the mangroves themselves are trying to pull them under. Locals know better than to sail too close when the air turns cold and the fog rolls in. Today, the legend of the Mangrove Witch reminds everyone who visits the Keys to respect the wild places and to remember that not every shadow among the trees is empty. In a place where the sea and the land blur together, some things, like the witch, might still be waiting just beyond sight. Number 2. The Skunk Ape Everglades. Deep within the misty swamps of the Florida Everglades, a legend stirs among the tangled mangroves. Locals and explorers whisper about the skunk ape, a mysterious creature said to resemble a large, shaggy ape. Standing nearly 7 feet tall and moving with surprising speed, it earned its unusual name from the powerful, rotten smell that always follows it. Stories of the skunk ape date back centuries, even to the Seminole tribes, who spoke of a giant hidden being that roamed the wetlands. Modern sightings have added to the mystery, with blurry photographs, shaky videos, and eerie eyewitness accounts that keep the legend alive. Some claim to have seen it crossing lonely roads or lurking near the edges of the swamp at dusk. Scientists haven't proven its existence, but the skunk ape's legend refuses to fade away. Enthusiasts continue searching the Everglades, setting up cameras and offering rewards for proof. For many Floridians, the mystery is part of the adventure and a reminder that the wilderness still holds secrets. Today, the skunk ape has become a true symbol of Florida folklore. Whether real or just a story passed down through generations, it captures the wild, untamed spirit of the Everglades, and it still keeps campers glancing nervously into the shadows. Number 3. The Devil's Chair, Castillo Cemetery. In the peaceful town of Castillo, famous for its mediums and spiritualists, there's a quiet cemetery with an unusual landmark, the Devil's Chair. It looks like an ordinary stone bench sitting beside a grave, but the stories surrounding it are anything but ordinary. Some say the devil himself uses it as a throne when visiting the world of the living. The legend says, if you sit in the Devil's Chair at midnight, you might hear whispers in your ear, or worse, feel an invisible presence settle next to you. Others tell of people leaving cans of beer on the chair, only to find them mysteriously empty by morning, as if someone or something had enjoyed the drink. Despite the spooky reputation, many visitors to Castillo are drawn to the chair out of curiosity. Some leave unshaken, but others claim the air around the chair feels unnaturally cold, and strange shadows seem to dance at the corners of their eyes. Whether prank or portal, the chair continues to invite brave souls to test the legend for themselves. The Devil's Chair remains one of Florida's most chilling and fascinating mysteries. In a town built on the belief that the spirit world is never far away, the chair reminds everyone that some places still hold secrets we can't quite explain. Number 4. The Pink Lady of the Don Caesar Hotel, St. Petersburg, Pete Beach. On the sunny shores of St. Pete Beach stands the grand and glamorous Don Caesar Hotel, a place full of beauty and mystery. Among the hotel's legends, none is more famous than that of the Pink Lady, a ghost said to drift through the halls in a flowing pink dress. Guests and staff alike have claimed to see her smiling kindly before fading away. The story goes back to the hotel's early days in the 1920s. Thomas Rowe, the man who built the Don Caesar, was inspired by a love story from his youth, a romance that ended too soon. Some say the Pink Lady is the spirit of his lost love, returning to the hotel built in her honor. Her presence is said to be gentle and peaceful, bringing a feeling of warmth rather than fear. Visitors have reported odd happenings, soft laughter in empty ballrooms, doors that open by themselves, and fleeting glimpses of pink floating past the windows. Staff members have even found fresh pink rose petals in rooms that had been cleaned moments before, a sign that the Pink Lady is still watching over the place. Today, the Don Caesar continues to welcome guests from all over the world, but some believe the Pink Lady never truly checked out. Her story adds a romantic touch to the hotel's history, reminding everyone that true love, once kindled, may never fully fade away. Number 5. The Pensacola Sea Monster, Pensacola Bay. Long before bustling cities lined Florida's shores, sailors whispered about a terrifying creature lurking in the deep waters of Pensacola Bay. Known as the Pensacola Sea Monster, this massive, serpent-like beast was said to appear from the fog, startling fishermen and travelers alike. Stories from early Spanish explorers spoke of a creature longer than a ship, with scales that shimmered under the sun and eyes that glowed like lanterns in the dark. Some described it as a giant eel. Others swore it had fins like a dragon. No matter the details, everyone agreed. The Pensacola Sea Monster was something you never wanted to meet up close. Sightings continued into the 1800s, with newspaper reports fueling the legend. Sailors described their ships being nudged from below or seeing long wakes in calm waters with no boat in sight. Though skeptics blamed giant sturgeons or manatees, the mystery of the sea monster lived on. Even today, after storms or on foggy mornings, some fishermen still talk about seeing strange shapes moving under the waves. The legend of the Pensacola Sea Monster reminds us that in Florida's deep and ancient waters, there may still be mysteries swimming just out of sight. Number 6. The Wampus Cat, Northern Florida. In the thick forests of northern Florida, where the pines stand tall and the nights grow very dark, tales of the Wampus Cat still stir the imagination. Described as a fierce, half-woman, half-wildcat creature, the Wampus Cat is said to stalk the woods with glowing yellow eyes and a chilling, echoing howl. The legend traces back to Native American folklore. According to one version, a woman disguised herself in a wildcat skin to spy on a sacred ceremony. As punishment for her disrespect, she was cursed to roam the woods forever. trapped between human and beast, a lonely and restless spirit. Over the years, hunters and campers have reported hearing eerie screams or glimpsing a shadowy figure darting between the trees. Livestock found torn apart or strange claw marks on trees have only added fuel to the legend. Some say the Wampus Cat only shows herself to those who disrespect the forest. Today, the Wampus Cat is a piece of living folklore across northern Florida. Whether you believe she's a real creature or just a spooky story, her legend is a reminder to respect the wild lands and to keep a watchful eye on the woods when the moon rises. Number 7. The Singing River Legend, Miccosukee Folklore. Long ago, before highways and cities covered the land, the Miccosukee people told a story about a very special place, the Singing River. According to legend, deep in the heart of what is now South Florida, there was a river where the water didn't just flow, it sang. Soft hums and haunting melodies would rise from the riverbanks, especially when the moon was high. The story says that a peaceful tribe once lived along the Singing River, living in harmony with nature. But when invaders threatened to take their land, the tribe made a heart-wrenching decision. Rather than surrender, they sang a final song of unity and courage and walked into the river together, vanishing beneath the waters. Their voices, some say, became part of the river itself. Even today, some visitors claim that on quiet nights, you can hear soft music or whispering voices drifting over certain Florida waterways. Scientists have tried to explain it away, saying it could be the sound of shifting sands or flowing currents. But those who believe know better. They say it's the lost tribe, singing their everlasting song of bravery. The legend of the Singing River reminds us that some places hold memories deeper than history can tell. Number 8. The Ghost of Captain Tony's Saloon, Key West. In the colorful streets of Key West stands one of Florida's most famous and haunted bars, Captain Tony's Saloon. Before it became a lively watering hole, the old building had a darker past. It once served as a city morgue, and before that, a spot for hanging criminals. With that kind of history, it's no surprise that strange things still happen there. Inside the bar, visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures, hearing whispered conversations when no one is near, and even feeling sudden chills. One of the most famous spirits is said to be a woman in a blue dress who appears near the pool table, only to vanish when approached. Some believe she was once a lost soul, brought to the morgue long ago. Captain Tony himself believed the place was haunted. He even encouraged the legends by keeping the old hanging tree inside the bar and placing a gravestone on the floor, where visitors still toss coins for good luck. It's said that spirits are especially active after midnight, when the music dies down and the old stories come to life. Today, Captain Tony's Saloon is a favorite spot for travelers looking for a drink, and maybe a ghostly encounter. It's a place where Key West's wild, adventurous spirit and its haunted past come together. Number 9. The Crocodile Man of the Everglades. Deep in the misty waterways of the Everglades, where the sawgrass stretches forever and the air buzzes with mystery, some say a terrifying creature lurks, the Crocodile Man. Described as half human and half crocodile, this monstrous figure is said to patrol the swampy waters, slipping between the mangroves where few dare to venture. Legends tell that the Crocodile Man was once a poacher who angered the spirits of the Everglades. As punishment, he was cursed to live forever as part of the swamp he once tried to exploit. His body became scaly and rough like a gator's, his face twisted into something half man, half beast. Some say he cries out in the night, a sound somewhere between a human wail and an animal's growl. Over the years, people boating deep into the Everglades have reported strange sightings, ripples without cause, glowing eyes just above the water, and heavy splashes that break the stillness of the marsh. Hunters and fishermen warn newcomers to be careful where they tread because you never know who or what might be watching from the reeds. Today, the Crocodile Man has become part of Everglades legend, a chilling reminder that nature's wild places are full of secrets. Whether you believe he's real or just a story passed down to scare explorers, one thing is certain: in the Everglades, not everything is what it seems. Number 10. The Ghost of Bellamy Bridge, Mariana. Hidden near the sleepy town of Mariana stands the old, rusting Bellamy Bridge, surrounded by thick woods and whispered tales. Legend says the bridge is haunted by Elizabeth Bellamy, a young bride who met a tragic fate shortly after her wedding day. Some say she died in a fire, others say heartbreak took her, but either way, her spirit is said to still wander the bridge. On misty nights, visitors claim to see a glowing white figure moving near the water's edge or floating above the bridge itself. Some report hearing soft cries or feeling sudden icy chills as they approach. The story of Elizabeth's restless spirit has been passed down for nearly 2 centuries, making Bellamy Bridge one of Florida's oldest ghost tales. Despite countless ghost hunts and curious visitors, no one has been able to explain the strange sights and sounds around the bridge. Paranormal investigators often leave with more questions than answers, and some locals swear the ghost is real, warning others not to linger too long after dark. Today, the Bellamy Bridge Trail is open to the public, inviting the brave to walk its shadowy path. It's a place where history and mystery blend together, and where some believe the past still lingers just beyond the reach of the living. Number 11. The haunted Castillo de San Marcos, Saint Augustine. Standing proudly on the shores of St. Augustine, the Castillo de San Marcos is the oldest masonry fort in the continental United States. Built by the Spanish in the late 1600s, it was designed to withstand attacks and storms alike. But as sturdy as its walls are, they seem unable to keep out the whispers of the past, because many believe the fort is haunted. One of the most famous legends tells of a love affair gone terribly wrong. During the 1700s, a Spanish commander's wife and a young soldier vanished without a trace. Years later, during repairs to the fort, workers discovered a hidden chamber behind a wall, and inside, the skeletal remains of 2 people. Since then, visitors have reported ghostly sightings of a woman in white drifting through the stone corridors. Other strange happenings are common too. Tourists and staff have spoken of cold spots, footsteps echoing down empty hallways, and mysterious shadows moving where no living person walks. Some even claim to hear the distant boom of cannons or the clanging of swords, echoes of battles long past. Today, the Castillo de San Marcos stands not just as a monument to history, but as one of the most haunted places in Florida. It reminds everyone who visits that sometimes the past doesn't stay buried, and that old stones can still whisper secrets to those willing to listen. Number 12. The Black Lagoon Beast, Central Florida Swamps. Deep in the murky waters and tangled swamps of Central Florida, an eerie legend floats on the mist. The tale of the Black Lagoon Beast, described as a scaly, fish-like creature with glowing yellow eyes and razor-sharp claws. This mysterious being is said to lurk just beneath the surface, waiting for the curious and the unlucky. Stories of the beast first surfaced in the early 1900s, when local fishermen reported being followed by something massive in the water. Some even said their boats were bumped by unseen forces, and strange tracks were found in the muddy banks, tracks that looked like they belonged to something not entirely human, and not entirely animal either. Many believe the Black Lagoon beast could be a leftover from prehistoric times, hiding in the darkest parts of Florida's untouched wetlands. Others think it might be a legend born from the fear of the unknown, where deep water, thick fog, and the sound of something splashing nearby can easily fuel the imagination. Whether real or just a spooky tale, the Black Lagoon beast has earned its place in Florida folklore. In a land of hidden springs and endless swamps, who's to say what really stirs in the waters just beyond our sight? If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.